Imagine waking up tomorrow with a mind that feels clear, calm, and powerful. Imagine opening your eyes and knowing exactly what you want to do, why you want to do it, and how you will get it done. Today, we begin a journey together, a journey where you will learn how a focused mind can change your life, your English, and your future. This is not just a lesson about vocabulary or grammar. It is a lesson about mindset, motivation, and the way you speak to yourself every single day. Maybe you have felt this before. You want to improve your English, but your attention jumps from one thing to another. You start studying, and suddenly your phone buzzes. Then your focus disappears. But a focused mind is something you can build. You are not born with it. You train it day by day, habit by habit. Let me tell you a small story about a friend of mine named Amir. He was an intermediate English learner just like you. Every time he tried to study, his mind felt like a noisy room. Too many thoughts, too many worries. He tried to memorize new vocabulary, but the words would not stay in his mind. He tried to listen to English videos, but he could not concentrate. For long, one day, he told me he felt something was wrong with his brain. Before every study session, he sat still for 1 minute and took slow breaths. He placed his phone in another room. He wrote his goals. He said one sentence out loud before beginning. Today my mind is clear. Today I choose to focus. After 2 weeks, he noticed something amazing. His mind felt quieter, remembered new words more easily. He understood videos better. Why? Because his mind was finally working with him, not against him. Right now, try something simple with me. Take one slow breath. Inhale gently. Hold it. Then slowly exhale. As you breathe out, say, I am here. My mind is here. This helps your mind become present. When your mind is present, it becomes more focused and ready to learn. When you repeat vocabulary, when you practice grammar, when you listen to a story, your brain creates new pathways. Think of them like tiny roads. The more you use a road, the stronger it becomes. Focus works the same way. When you choose to concentrate, you build the road of attention. So every time you focus on one task, you train your mind to grow stronger. Say this with me. My focus is my power. Again, my focus is my power. Let me ask you a question. What distracts you the most? Your phone? Your fears? Your environment? Say your answer out loud. You name your distraction. You take away its power. Here's another story. A young woman named Sophia struggled with English for years. She studied hard, but felt stuck. She believed she had a weak memory. But when she described her study environment, she admitted she usually studied while watching TV or answering messages. Her mind was never in one place. No wonder progress was slow. We created a focus ritual. 5 minutes before studying, she cleaned her desk. She prepared her notebook. She told her family not to interrupt her. After 3 weeks, she said she felt like a new person, someone who could guide her mind instead of losing control of it. This is what I want for you, not perfection, not pressure, but progress. Slow, steady, powerful progress. Say this. I choose progress. I choose focus. I choose to train my mind. Let us practice vocabulary. Repeat after me. Clarity, concentration, direction, discipline. Clarity means knowing what you want. Concentration means keeping your attention on one thing. Direction means choosing where to put your energy. Discipline means doing what you need to do, even when you do not feel like it. Now repeat. I give my mind clarity. I guide my mind with direction. I strengthen my mind with discipline. Before we end this section, I want to ask you one more question. If your mind became twice as focused, how would your life change? How would your English improve? Think about your answer. Now imagine yourself sitting with your notebook open, your pen in your hand, and your mind calm. You begin to study one new phrase, and instead of rushing, you give it your full attention. You repeat it slowly. You imagine yourself using it in real life. This simple act of focused learning makes the phrase stick in your long-term memory. This is the secret many successful learners use. They do not study more. They study with more attention. I want you to picture a moment when you succeeded at something in your life. It could be something big or small. Maybe you learned a new skill. Maybe you kept a habit for several days. Maybe you completed a task you once avoided. Remember how that moment felt? That feeling is the energy of focus. When you concentrate, your mind, even for a short time, you unlock more power than you realize. Now repeat after me. I can train my mind. I can sharpen my focus. I can improve every day. These simple sentences are not just words. They are tools. When you say them, your brain begins to believe them. And when your brain believes something, your behavior follows. Let me share one more idea with you. A focused mind is not about forcing yourself. It is about guiding yourself. It is about choosing one thing and giving it your energy with kindness, not pressure. When you study English with patience and presence, your learning becomes faster, smoother, and more enjoyable. As we move forward, I want you to remember this. Every minute of focused learning is worth more than an hour of distracted learning. We go deeper into the power of a focused mind and how you can train your attention like a muscle that grows stronger each day. Many learners think focus is something magical, something you either have or do not have, but the truth is far more encouraging. Focus is a skill. Focus is a habit. Focus is a choice you practice again and again, even when life feels noisy, busy, or overwhelming. When you understand this, you no longer feel guilty for losing attention. Instead, you feel empowered to guide your mind back to the present moment again and again with patience and kindness. This gentle return is the heart of mental training. Imagine yourself sitting at your desk, ready to learn English. Before you begin, take one slow breath and tell yourself, I am ready. When you speak to yourself this way, you prepare your brain for learning. You create a signal, a kind of inner instruction that tells your mind where to direct its energy. Athletes do this. Musicians do this. Successful students do this. They create focus on purpose instead of waiting for it to appear by chance. Think about the last time you felt truly focused. Maybe you were watching a movie you loved. Maybe you were having an important conversation. Maybe you were doing something creative like drawing or writing. In those moments, your mind was not fighting itself. It was flowing. It was engaged. It was present. That same state is possible when you study English. You just need to recreate the conditions that help your mind settle and participate fully. Let me share another story. There was a man named Hadi who believed he was bad at languages. He said his memory was weak and his mind jumped around too much. But one day, he decided to try something different. Instead of studying for an hour while multitasking, he studied for 10 minutes with full focus. No music, no phone, no pressure. He repeated the new words slowly, imagined himself using them, and asked himself simple questions like, how can I use this phrase today? After a few days, he felt something shifting. His learning became smoother. His motivation grew. That 10 focused minutes were more powerful than an hour of distracted effort. Repeat this with me. Short focused moments create big results. Now, let's practice some useful vocabulary that helps you think about your mind. Repeat the words after me. Intention, awareness, attention, reflection. Intention means choosing your purpose. Awareness means noticing what is happening inside you and around you. Attention means directing your mental energy toward one thing. Reflection means looking back to learn from your experiences. Try repeating these sentences. I set my intention. Before I study, I bring awareness to my thoughts. I give attention to the task in front of me. I reflect on my progress with honesty and hope. Sometimes your mind will wander. That is normal. That is human. Even the most focused people lose attention. The difference is that they come back quickly. They do not judge themselves. They do not get angry. They simply notice the distraction and gently return their mind to the task. This practice builds strength, just like lifting a weight. Let me ask you a question. When does your mind feel most alert? Morning, afternoon, night? Say your answer out loud. Understanding your natural rhythm helps you choose the best time to practice English. When you study at the right moment, your focus becomes sharper and your learning becomes easier. Imagine yourself repeating a new sentence in English. You speak slowly, clearly, confidently. Imagine someone in front of you. Imagine a real situation, maybe at work, school, or while traveling. When you add imagination to your practice, your brain makes stronger connections. It remembers better because the learning feels real. Say this with me. My imagination strengthens my learning. Another powerful technique is to break your learning into simple steps. For example, if you want to practice listening, choose a short video and focus only on understanding the main idea. If you want to practice speaking, repeat sentences slowly and imagine yourself in conversation. If you want to practice vocabulary, choose 5 words and use them in your own sentences. You keep things simple. Your mind engages more easily. Here's another idea. Create a study environment that tells your brain it is time to focus. This does not mean you need an expensive desk or a perfect room. It simply means choosing a small space that feels calm and consistent. It could be a corner of your bedroom, a small table, or even a seat near a window. When you use the same space again and again, your brain begins to associate that space with concentration. Let me give you one more story. A young student named Farah lived in a noisy house. She often felt frustrated because she could not focus on her English. But instead of giving up, she created a simple routine. She woke up 10 minutes earlier than everyone else, made herself a cup of tea, sat by the same window, and practiced one short English exercise. That small habit changed everything. It gave her peace. It gave her progress. It gave her pride. And it all began with 10 focused minutes in the same place each day. Say this with me. Small steps, big change. You have more power than you think. Every time you choose to guide your attention, you strengthen your mind. Every time you return after a distraction, you grow. Every time you study with intention, you move closer to your goals. Focus is not about being perfect. It is about being present. As we end this section, take one slow breath and say, I am training my mind. I am improving my focus. I am becoming stronger every day. You are capable of deep focus every single day. I want to help you understand something extremely important. Your mind listens to the thoughts you repeat daily. The words you say to yourself shape your focus, your confidence, and your future. When you reprogram your mind with strong, positive, and intentional messages, your ability to concentrate becomes much more powerful. A focused mind is not only about removing distractions, it is also about feeding your brain with the right thoughts, the right beliefs, and the right inner language. The way you speak to yourself can either sharpen your attention or weaken it. So today, we begin the process of reprogramming your inner voice. Imagine waking up in the morning, before touching your phone, before thinking about your responsibilities. You say a simple sentence. Today, my mind works for me, not against me. This statement may look small, but it is powerful. It sends your brain a message. I am in control. I choose my focus. I choose my attitude. When you repeat a sentence like this every day, it begins to influence your behavior. Your brain becomes more alert, your thoughts become clearer, and your focus becomes stronger. Let me share a story that shows the power of inner language. There was a man named Rehan who struggled with negative self-talk. Whenever he tried to study English, his mind said things like, I can't learn this. My memory is weak. I always make mistakes. These thoughts made his focus collapse. One day, he decided to change the way he spoke to himself. Whenever a negative thought appeared, he replaced it with a new one. When his mind said, I can't understand this, he corrected himself and said, I can understand this. I just need a few minutes. When his mind said, I always forget vocabulary, he responded, I am improving every day. I remember more than before. After 1 month, his learning speed increased dramatically. Because the words changed, but because he changed the relationship he had with his own mind. Repeat this sentence with me. My words shape my focus. Now think of a negative thought you often say to yourself. Maybe it is about your English. Maybe it is about your life. Say it out loud. Now replace it with a stronger one. For example, if your thought is, I don't have enough time to study, replace it with, I use the time I have with focus and purpose. If your thought is, my English is not good, replace it with, my English is improving every day. When you change the sentence, you change the feeling. When you change the feeling, you change your behavior. When your behavior changes, your results change too. Here is some vocabulary practice to help strengthen your mindset. Repeat after me. Belief, mindset, habit, patience. Belief is what you think is possible. Mindset is the way you view the world. Habit is something you do again and again. Patience means giving yourself time to grow. Now try these sentences. My beliefs support my goals. My mindset helps me focus. My habits make me stronger. My patience builds my success. Take a moment and think about the kind of person you want to become. Do you want to be more disciplined, more confident, more focused, more fluent in English? When you imagine this future version of yourself, your brain creates a picture. This picture is like a map. It guides your attention, motivates your actions. So close your eyes for one moment and imagine yourself speaking English clearly and confidently. Imagine yourself understanding conversations easily. Imagine yourself feeling proud of your progress. This is not fantasy. This is mental training. You are teaching your brain what to aim for. Repeat this. My future is created by my focus. Let me tell you about a woman named Maria who wanted to improve her listening skills. She used to listen to English videos while doing other tasks. Her mind was divided. She never absorbed the information deeply. One day, she learned a new method, active listening. Instead of listening passively, she put her full attention on the audio. She closed her eyes and imagined the scenes. She repeated difficult sentences. She predicted what the speaker would say next. She asked herself small questions. What is the main idea? How does the speaker feel? After practicing for a few weeks, she improved faster than ever before. The secret was not more time. It was better focus. Try this with me. Imagine you are listening to a short English clip. The speaker says, I used to struggle with focus, but I changed my habits. Now I work with clarity and confidence. Repeat the sentence out loud. Feel the rhythm. Feel the meaning. Imagine the situation. This is how you engage your mind fully. Now let me ask you a question. What is one English skill you want to improve? Right now? Speaking, reading, listening, vocabulary, grammar? Say your answer out loud. When you define your goal, your mind begins to filter information in that direction. This is a psychological effect called selective focus. Your brain notices what matters to you, so by choosing your goal clearly, you increase your ability to focus on it. Here's another technique for reprogramming your mind. Visualization. Visualization means creating a mental movie of your success. Athletes use this. Speakers use this. Students use this. When you imagine yourself performing well, your brain activates similar pathways to real action. This makes your future performance easier. So imagine yourself reading an English book with understanding. Imagine yourself giving a short speech. Imagine yourself learning new words and remembering them instantly. Feel the confidence inside you. This mental practice strengthens your focus. Repeat this. I visualize my success. I focus on my growth. Before we end this section, I want to give you a small daily practice that can truly change your mind. Every morning, say 3 sentences. I am focused. I am improving. I am in control of my mind. And every night, say 3 more sentences. I learned something today. I grew stronger today. I am proud of myself. These simple affirmations guide your mind gently. They bring your attention back to your progress. They remind you that learning is a journey, not a race. You are becoming more focused every day. Are reprogramming your mind with powerful thoughts. You're building a stronger, calmer, more confident version of yourself. Trust the process. Stay patient. Keep practicing. Your mind is learning how to work for you.